Good evening and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for subscribing and thank you to my new subscribers. As you can tell, my voice is still and I've been a bit unwell this weekend, so that's why I haven't got a voice, because my daughter gave me what is this? My daughter gave me her cold from nursery and a sore throat. I don't think she's got a sore throat, but I do. So I wanted to come on here and just record something small because I've really missed it. I haven't filmed or vlogged for 2 days, I think. But it feels really weird, like I really miss it. And it's the first time I'm filming in my office. Well, my woman cave, the woman cave section of my office. And it's not set up how I want it yet, but what is that? That was not there this morning. So yeah, it's not set up how I want it yet, but when it is, it would be where I do most of my filming. I'm still trying to decide if I'm gonna film here or over there. We'll see. But I have been doing lots of research this whole weekend. Because obviously YouTube with the algorithms or whatever, you watch one video and then it comes up with so many more. So I was watching, I think I watched a video about how to grow your YouTube channel or something. No, not that, about YouTube strategies or something very basic. And then it started coming up with lots of, don't do this on YouTube, do this on YouTube, don't do this on YouTube. And there's a few videos I've watched that I did enjoy, and I did learn something from. But the one that I think I found it yesterday is the channel is called Think Media, and the reason I liked it because I actually know of or I've heard of that media outlet. I thought it was like I don't know what it was, but I know the brand. And so when I saw the YouTube, I was like, oh, okay. And then I listened to it, and I started listening to it before I started sorting out the kids in the evening. And then I've just finished it. And I think his name is Sean, the guy that owns the channel. And he was saying everything I needed to hear. He was confirming everything I've been thinking about since I've been thinking about doing YouTube. He confirmed everything. I don't know if he's a Christian, but he quoted Bible verses, which I loved. Anyone that can quote any promise of God and makes it make sense or uses in a good context, is quite good for me anyway. And I've had a really good day. I was a bit sad yesterday because it was Sunday and, I didn't have any work to prepare for this Monday. So, because I think last Sunday I think I got home super late last Sunday because I was at Fumi DeSalvo's meet and greet. So I was on a high, like, I don't even remember what happened on Monday. And so yeah, yesterday I was a little bit sad, but then I saw my best friend and I felt fine. So, because I hadn't really seen anyone since maybe Thursday, so I felt really good. And then I had lots of different thoughts this morning when I was listening to my Bible reading. And I also was reading some. So on my phone, I've got like scripture that whatever the verse of the day just pops up on my phone as a widget thingy, and I can't remember what it said, but it was what I needed to see. And one of my prayers is always like, I want God to show me or to give me what I need when I need it, because sometimes you don't even know how to pray, what to pray. And my sister's been trying to call me all weekend, but I had no voice, like none at all. So when I finally spoke to her today with the little voice that came back, she was so happy that my voice was coming back. And she said she prayed for me like, no, 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 this voice cannot go, because this YouTube thing that I'm doing is something, and it's something. So we had a long conversation, which just, you know, when you have conversations with people that just, I don't know how to explain it. But again, it was just confirmation of all the things I've been thinking, all of the thoughts I've been dropping into my spirit or my mind or whatever. So it was just nice to get the confirmation from her. My sister is very busy. She's a very busy woman. So it was nice that she called me in the morning. And we spoke for a very long time. Longer than usual. So it was just, I've had a really good day. I spent all day looking for work, like applying for jobs. But the difference is, I think since the weekend, the way I'm going about the job hunting is a bit different. I can't really explain it now, maybe because it's late in the day, but I will explain it. I'll explain it somehow at some point. But what I did was I decided to do, where's my spreadsheet? I've got my laptop here. I'm trying to get organized, honey. I did a spreadsheet, or rather I updated my spreadsheet, because I wanted to see how many, what did I want to see? I wanted to see how many jobs I've applied for since I started YouTube. And where is it? Yeah, it's just on LinkedIn. It's 30 jobs. I remember seeing something when I was watching the video I mentioned that Stephen Bartlett did about the 4 things for your CV or something, and there was a girl that applied for 600 and something jobs, and she's a graduate, so obviously it's fine. But I mean, not fine, but it's normal for them. So I was looking at mine, and I've applied for 30 just on LinkedIn. And I don't know how many I've applied for on Indeed, but just today alone I've applied for 7 or 8 if you count the one I applied for at 1 a.m. So it's you know, it's something I feel like I have not have to do, but need to do. The other thing I did do on Friday, as promised, was, because one thing about this YouTube thing is I'm trying to use it as a way to keep myself accountable. So I'm not doing this for maybe most of the reason why people go on YouTube. Again, I think the way I'm going about this YouTube thing is very, I don't want to say organic, because I don't know if that describes my intent, but it's like, one of the main reasons is I want to create a legacy for my children. I want to create a situation where they they can see me as I am, you know. I mean, God forbid anything happens and I'm not there for them, but I I want them to, they know who I am, but obviously they're very young, but I want them to have something to, obviously it's not tangible, but something they can say, okay, this was our mom, this was what she was like, this is what she thought about this is how she dealt with this is how she dealt with that. Because it was something I didn't have growing up, because I lost my mom when I was 11, and I've been in this country since I was 16. So I've had to learn a lot of things by myself, from watching other women, from listening to other women and men and things. I just, and I'm very much like, I think I mentioned this in my earlier videos, like, I want to give back to anybody that can take something, learn something from this. So this video, or this vlogging series or vlogcast or whatever I called it, is for is it called posterity? Like, so that it's still there when I'm not here and my kids can see it at any time. I'm praying to God that I die at 95 to 97 years old, that sort of thing. And for any other person that this will help, especially young women. So a few of the videos I've been watching are talking about, like, you have to have a strategy, you have to have this, you have to have that, which is true. But I think for me, my main strategy is trying to align what I record according to my cups, as I call them, but also according to my values. And there was something I did see in a video from, I want to say Ali Abdal, I think that's his name. He said, he has this video about 9 things you should do or shouldn't do or something, 9 things. And the one thing I picked from it was having an unfair advantage. You have to have an unfair advantage of something that would make people watch your YouTube videos. I was like, okay, fine. I already have that and it's coming. But also, I watched a few other videos which did make sense. But the one I saw today from Think Media, I'll write it down properly because I only just finished it now and I want to go to bed. And I just realized I've not had dinner. It's 10:54, but I'm like, I don't want to break my publishing everyday streak. And I didn't really want to post any other throwback because, well, my sister complained. She said once she saw throwback, she's like, no, what do you mean throwback? So that's why she called. And then when she saw I didn't have a voice, it made sense. But, and she prayed for me a lot. A lot of people have prayed for me this weekend, which I thank you all. If you're a subscriber, thank you. Thank you for all your prayers over my health. I'm very much, health is wealth. If I have my health, I can do anything. I can do a lot of things. And then, so I'm trying not to watch too many YouTube videos that will not sway my plan, but you have to learn. You have to learn the game. And for me, I also feel like if I start trying to model things to a particular strategy that someone has said is tried and tested for them, I will probably lose the originality, authenticity, and intimacy I'm going for, which is what the Think Media guy mentioned. He said something about 3 things: authenticity, intimacy, and something. I can't remember. Again, I'll write it down. But when he said that, I was like, okay, this makes perfect sense to me. I get it. And I think he recently had, which I missed last week, he had like like a 3-day event where it was a free event where they talk about YouTube or something. I don't know. And majority, actually, no, all the things was listed in the video I watched today. It was talking about like the findings from some research that they've done, and he mentioned about YouTube being the new TV and things, all the things I've already said in my earlier video before I've watched all this stuff, like, and it again, for me, it's just nice to get confirmation of what I'm trying to do and what I want to do. I'm using a ring light that I use for my normal Teams work when I had a job to film this, and the room is dark, but you can see it's great light. But I've got proper lights if I want a studio lights from when I did the talk show. And also I've got my mic. My mic is here. The mic, there it is there. So that's the mic I'd already bought for doing podcasts that I hadn't tested out yet properly, which I will be doing at some point. Well, the plan is, and again, the Think Media guy I was watching, he mentioned it, that you can do, what did he call it? Video. What did he call it? Video something. Oh, podcast in video format or something. And that was what I said again. I want to record things in a way that the quality or the audio is good enough for me to then convert to audio and then move to Spotify, because that's where I started. So I just love that he mentioned that. I know that on Spotify you can have videos. So obviously, if I'm able to do the video properly, you know, and I'm not walking through bushes and woods, it will be better. So, what else did I learn today? He said something about start small, think big, which I agree with. As a finance professional, that's how I think anyway. Start small, think big, you know, scale up and that. But he just says so many things that I need to write down properly and share, because again, like I said, one thing I want to use this channel for is to educate people, is to share whatever research I found and to keep it as real as possible. Like, I tried to download DaVinci Resolve on my PC so I could start editing or something, but I downloaded, I think it worked the third time. My PC is really old and I'm refusing to buy a new one, and it said I needed some GPU something, and it still didn't work. So I will speak to my techie friends and find out what it wants. And then the other one I remember was CapCut, so I downloaded that as well. And I think that one was fine. So I'm going to test that out at some point, because I am very big on quality of how things sound and how things look. I would have used my normal earphones I've been using to record this, because I can hear myself better. But this voice is, I mean, good luck if you can hear anything properly without turning it all the way up. But I was determined to speak my thoughts now, not a throwback, because I've actually missed doing it. So yeah, I've been applying for work. I've got my plan. Yeah, I was saying I did do like a rough plan that I sent to my career coach. She's had a look at it. She's had some questions. I know I said I was going to send it to her at the end of Friday. I think I sent it just before 1 a.m. on Saturday morning. But one thing I didn't tell her was that I was so sick on Friday. I was so sick. Like, my chest it felt like there was a gorilla sitting on it. Yeah, so I've been very unwell, but I've kept this positive mental attitude, and I'm still very excited about everything. So I think I jotted down about 16 things, but a lot of them I need to flesh out properly. I tagged, how many of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I tagged eight of them as must do. So things I do daily, things I was gonna start today. But again, I did this on Friday when I just started getting sick, so I haven't started anything. And then I've tagged 2 of them I should do, which the YouTube strategies was one of them, but I think that might now get tagged as a must do, because it's almost like, even though I'm trying to do an organic, free, tree hugger kind of recording and not make it any fancy whatever and just do it on the fly, I also need to learn and I need to grow. It can't be this all the time, and it was never the plan. The plan was for me to just start. That was the plan, so I just start. So which I have done, and now I've got into the swing of it. The guy mentioned about, I think his name's Sean, he mentioned about not worrying about subscribers and things like that. I'm not worrying about subscribers. I'm now on 83, so thank you everyone. And I'm still very proud of it. The fact that I did it, I'm very proud of it. I'm always proud of doing things that scare me, doing things that scare the crap out of me. But one thing I know for sure is if I hadn't seen that Stephen Bartlett video about committing to a 90-day challenge, I would have stopped. Friday I got sick, I would have stopped. I would have been like, nah, I'm not doing this. Or even today I was like, oh, maybe I'll post twice a week. I'm like, nah. I've said this to myself for like the last couple of years. I need to learn how to keep the promises I make to myself better than the promises I make to other people. So that's why I'm doing this, and I've got 57 minutes to upload it, which I will do. What else do I have in my cup? I need to flesh out what a typical week would look like when I start my 9 to 5, because not if I start, I will have a 9 to 5. Yeah, so there's lots of things I have on there that are big things. Some of them I'm delaying because I can be quite impulsive, and when I get an idea, I want to run with it, I want to do it now, blah blah blah. And then I remember I'm a mom to 2 young kids that need me, and they literally only went to sleep half an hour ago. Yeah, so after climbing all over me and all that. But yeah, it's I've had a good weekend with my babies. We did lots of fun stuff. I tried to teach them some old school dance moves yesterday morning before church. It's just been so much fun, and I don't take any of it for granted. I haven't been worrying about anything at all. This eye that normally twitches all the time when I'm stressed has not twitched since I started my dream job, and since I've lost it. It's not twitched at all. So I'm very grateful for that. The only thing that happened today, and I'm so happy that I delayed, I don't know what delayed me from going earlier to get the kids, was I took my husband's car instead of mine. And as I was pulling into nursery, I saw my former boss getting into his car right at the front. And there was a space for me to park in front of him. But I knew if I went to park in front of him, he would see me. And obviously, I'm the one that sent him the message saying, oh, don't be weird when I bump into you at nursery. But I literally just slowed down, and then I waited for him to get into his car. And I just sat like this, I was just like this. because, and that was the only weird thing that happened today. That was like a downer. I was dreading seeing him again, but I think there was a part of me that was hoping when I'd see him or anybody else from the company, it would have been like a lot of time would have passed, because I was like, okay, it's either I see people soon after the thing happened or way later when I've got another job, and and is to keep both parties comfortable, sort of thing. Because what I find with when you're made redundant is people look at you with this pity, like, oh, yeah, bele. And I don't like it. And I think that was one of the driving forces for me being like, I'm not doing victim this time around. I've been through this twice now. I'm not doing this again. So, yeah, and to be fair, I didn't want it to be awkward for him, which is why but just to see him was kind of like it's kind of like saying, oh my God, that was actually real. I really worked there. I really knew this person. I was really excited to work with him. And so, yeah, it just kind of took me back to like, oh man, but I had to just shake it off as quickly as I could. So, yeah, that was the only weird thing that happened today. Tomorrow, what am I doing tomorrow? Tomorrow I'm going to wake up. Yeah, that's the minimum. That's what I need. I'm going to wake up. I'm going to see my beautiful babies. I'm going to see another beautiful day God has created. I'm going to breathe. I'm going to have another 10 to 15, 20% back for my voice. And it's going to be a great day. No matter what, it's going to be a great day. And I'll get into more detail about my woman cave. You can see I like nature. So I've got nature wallpaper. Because I put the wallpaper up because I was like, I put it up, I think last year, because I'm like, on the days when I don't feel like walking or going outside, at least I can sit here and pretend I'm outside. And I can also see trees through my window. So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm still excited. There's a lot I can learn if I want to. Because, again, you can't stay in the same place for a long time and expecting something different to happen. So this YouTube channel will evolve. Like I said before, any learning I'm doing, like learning to edit and this, I'm gonna try and film all of it, because there are people out there that need to know how to do it from scratch. There was a lovely Nigerian girl's video I watched today. I think her name is Princess Chiamaka. I've got that wrong, but she talked about how to put, I think it's end credits, or I don't know what, end tags or something. Like, I just loved how she was teaching you how to do like really basic things on YouTube, nothing fancy. She's literally doing a screen record on her phone. And that's the kind of learning I appreciate, because if you're going to start using all this fancy software and something, I just get very overwhelmed. I don't know if it's old age or just the fact that I'm a technophobe at the best of times. But we have to move with the times. Right, I'm going to stop now because I'm coming up to 30 minutes. And I've cleared a lot of space on my phone. That's why I haven't got the 20-minute marker warning me. But I did always want to do long form, so I do want my videos to be minimum 25 minutes, minimum. But my plan is to get some sort of strategy, as basic as it might be, done by the end of this week. So thanks for riding with me. Thanks for still being there. And have a lovely evening. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.